I know we've heard the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so you doing the inner work and listening to spiritual material, watching podcasts like this, like all of this stuff, whatever you focus on shows itself to you, I guess. And so what about like dealing with uh, enlightened teachers or beings on the other side, some would call angels, that I feel like we're connected, whether it's again with God, some would call it God, the universe, this all knowing that shows itself to us in different ways, whether it is a teacher or an angel or an ET, or I'm channeling these light beings or whatever it is. Have you had those encounters with these deep levels of meditation where something comes and says hello, and then there even is repeatability with that kind of thing, a relationship, whether it's channeled material or I channel these beings from Zeta Reticuli or I channel Jesus or whatever the case is. Have you had those type of experiences as well?
No, I've had that filtered out really. I haven't meditated for quite a long time actually. I've kind of translated, rather than feeling obligated to continue doing that as a sort of separate activity. I think my mindset became make your life a living meditation, make it an intentional exercise, so that you're not wasting your time, and you're not living unintentionally and unconsciously. So for me, yeah, I have had some interesting sort of stuff happen. I mean, back in the day when I was doing the meditation pretty hardcore, some very interesting vision type experiences. I had a guy who looked like a wizard kind of show up, and he was sort of juggling fire or something. There was a very ethereal silver fish that glided past my face. I mean, I couldn't explain to you the purpose or meaning of the fish at all for the life of me. I mean, you can sit there and try and analyze the symbolism, but those it's like,
Which is fun. It's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about analyzing this stuff for sure. But the experiences tend to be pretty variable in my experience anyway. I mean, I know a lot of people who go down the road of, they become one of these sort of intuitive psychic channeler types, and they're always talking to their guides,
Yeah.
always talking to their angels or whatever they call it or conceptualize it as. A lot of ET contact. I mean, I've been immersed in this stuff. I've been interested in it for a long time. Yeah, but on a personal level, that level, those layers of it have kind of been almost filtered out. It's like I've kind of bypassed that stuff and gone to the core, which has kind of been my personality.
Yeah. That's so strange, and I love to dig into that with like the psyche and what is it, and again showing itself to you, because I'm with you. Like I've been digging into this stuff for a long time and have had amazing experiences that, I mean, where beings or things show up in this realm, and I still can't put my finger on, yes, that was a being from Zeta Reticuli again, like, and his name is Zoltan or something, and I can channel him. Like a lot of it's iffy, but so for some of these people who come out and say, yes, I do channel him, he has a message for you, those kind of things. I question a lot of that stuff about what's going on in the psyche and kind of facilitating your own experience. And if you go into that with that notion and that experience, and you can create that guide who wants to come and say hello, and you create it in your mind, and he's given you information, and this is some world within a world that you've created. And so, and it's not to negate anybody's experience, it's just how much of a role that we play in this experience as well. Do you question a lot of that stuff? I mean, but again, like, even if you made him up and he comes to you every night, you're still getting the benefits of, if it is a being that lives on another planet, saying hello every night. Like, there's some interesting stuff to it when it comes to channeling. I did a whole like documentary teaching on it and the psyche and spirits, and as far as like dealing with the ventriloquist spirits and like letting your body become a ventriloquist for something to speak through. But I think it's usually deep within that person somewhere. There's different states that we can get into where we unlock more information, whether it's pulling it from the conscious collective or even from our ancestral DNA. There's so much crazy stuff to it. But when it comes to creating this philosophy, like, I'm going to show you how to summon these beings from this planet by doing this meditation, what are some of the what's some of the pitfalls or some of the realities to that kind of stuff that you've seen?
Yeah, I think you raise a few good points there. Like people do this issue of unconsciously or even intentionally creating another entity, a thought form entity, a corporeal being, is something that is very, very common. And also we do this on a collective level as well. And once it's created, it will tend to behave, at least initially, as it's programmed to, as it's expected to, in line with the kind of ideas that we have about this thing or this being. Then they can also take on their own kind of volition and intelligence and have their own kind of agenda, like lose interest in being obedient or whatever. So it's really a case by case thing, because there are so many possibilities in this infinite realm of possibility. So it's great. I mean, endless amounts of research and fun to be had. And that issue of what is it that you're actually dealing with, what are you actually opening up to, is a really good question. Because I mean, a lot of people have an encounter or encounters, but they don't have the experience or the context or maybe the level of perception to show them what is it, like the essence of this thing that I'm interacting with. Is this like an intelligent thought form that's responding to me as if it's a separate being, like me? Or is it something, that I've conjured up unconsciously? Is it something the collective consciousness has birthed? Is it an alien from outer space? Is it that a lot of the skill set isn't there? It's not developed to be able to discern things. And, I've spoken to people who have massive experience with that kind of thing. And it's like, these beings show up and they shower this person with love and light and make them feel really good. But for some strange reason, the person who's being showered with love and light gets into this massive depression. And it's like the two don't add up. It's like, well, something's not right here. And then, someone a bit more experienced comes in to help them and sort of see, well, what is this entity, and they give a command, show me what you actually are. There's this like kind of cosmic universal law where if you demand to be, told or informed what the entity actually is, then they have to tell you. And then it turns out to be something, that is operating completely in the against their interests, against their best interests. And maybe it's not showering you with love and light. Maybe it's harvesting your energy and making you feel really shitty. So you have to assess things on a case by case basis.